I know you have that voice in your head that goes, everyone's going to laugh at me, right before you're about to do something brave. The one that makes you delete your caption 3 times before posting, or talk yourself out of applying for that opportunity because they probably want someone more qualified anyway. I know how exhausting it is to live with that constant internal critique. While other people seem to move through life with this unshakable sense of self-belief, they are posting that content, they are getting those brand trips, those brand deals, they are getting their dream jobs. But you're stuck over-analyzing every interaction, wondering if you said the wrong thing, if you did the wrong thing, if you're too much or somehow not enough. If you watched my last video, you already know why this voice exists, how your brain was programmed to doubt itself in the first place. But knowing why doesn't stop it, does it? You still wake up some mornings feeling like you're wearing a costume of confidence, but everyone can see right through it. So here's what I want you to imagine right now. A version of yourself that doesn't flinch when someone questions your decisions, who can receive criticisms without spiraling, who trusts her own judgments and opinions so deeply that other people's opinions, well, they just become interesting data, not the gospel truth. That person isn't some fantasy. She is you, just with a different relationship with doubt. I'm going to show you exactly how to build that relationship. Not through affirmations or fake it till you make it tactics, but through what I call the self-belief builder. A framework that I've used to go from someone who would question myself whenever I didn't get invited to that party that I didn't even really want to go anyways, to someone who can sit alone and genuinely enjoy my own company while everyone else in the office goes for team lunches. Here's where most confidence advice gets it wrong. It focuses on the symptoms and not the systems. They tell you to stand up straighter, make more eye contact, speak louder. But that's like putting a band-aid on a broken bone. Real confidence isn't about changing how you look. It's about changing how you relate to uncertainty. So my self-belief builder has 4 components, and I'm going to walk you through each and every single one with real-world examples, including some pretty embarrassing stories from my own journey. And by the end of this video, you will have a repeatable process for building genuine self-trust, not just the appearance of confidence. And stick around until the end, because I'm going to share something that completely changed my relationship with self-doubt. A reframe that sounds almost too simple to work, but has become my secret weapon in moments when that old voice tries to creep back in. Okay, so let's start with something that feels uncomfortable but is absolutely necessary. Taking an honest inventory of who you are right now. Not who you want to be, not who you think you should be, but who you actually are in this moment. I remember sitting in this very chair 6 months ago, making a full list of all my qualities. And I mean all of them. The good stuff. I'm creative, I'm loyal, I'm a good listener, I ask thoughtful questions. But also the stuff that I didn't really want to admit. I can be moody when I'm overwhelmed. I sometimes judge people who seem so effortlessly happy because part of me is envious. I have this tendency to get somewhat defensive when someone gives me feedback, even when they're just trying to help. And you know what's wild? The moment I stop hiding from those less than perfect parts of myself, they lost their power over me. Because here's what I realized. The things we're most afraid of people discovering about us are usually the things that we haven't fully accepted about ourselves. Think of it like this. If you're carrying a backpack full of secrets about who you actually are, that backpack gets heavier and heavier every time someone tries to get close to figuring you out. But when you unpack that backpack yourself, when you lay it out for yourself to see and you own all of your pieces, suddenly there's nothing anyone can expose, because you've already exposed it to yourself with compassion. This isn't about loving every single part of yourself immediately. It's about acknowledging reality so that you can work with it instead of against it. Because you cannot build genuine self-confidence on a foundation of self-deception. So here's your first action step. Set a timer for 10 minutes and write down everything that you know to be true of yourself. The qualities you're proud of, the ones you're working on, the patterns you've noticed. Don't edit, don't judge, just observe. This is your starting point. Now here's where it gets interesting. Confidence isn't actually about believing that you're perfect. It's about trusting that you can handle whatever comes next. And trust, like any relationship, is built through consistent actions over time. I want you to imagine you have this trust bank account with yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment that you have made to yourself, even just a tiny one, you make a deposit into this trust account. Every time you don't, you make a withdrawal. Most people are running on a negative balance with themselves and wondering why they don't feel confident. When I first started building my own trust account, my deposits were embarrassingly small. I would commit to just drinking one extra glass of water every day, but then actually follow it through. I would tell myself to go to bed by 10:30 and actually do it. But so what if your commitments and deposits are small? Because at the end of the day, you did it. Because I had spent years previously making grand promises to myself that I never kept. I said I was going to work out every single day. Well, that lasted like 3 days. Or I was going to stop checking my phone first thing in the morning. Well, that lasted like a week. I was basically in this untrusting relationship with myself, constantly making promises that I had no intention of keeping. Does this sound familiar? You tell yourself that you're going to start that project, have that difficult conversation, apply for that opportunity, and then you find reasons to put it off. Each time you do this, you're training and teaching your brain that your word to yourself doesn't mean anything. So here's how you start rebuilding that trust. Pick one tiny commitment and stick with it for 7 days. Not life-changing, just consistent. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's writing 3 things down that you're grateful for. Or maybe you're like me and just want to drink an extra cup of water every day. The goal isn't complete transformation. It's proving to yourself that when you say you do something, you will actually do it. And here's what's beautiful about this process. Your brain starts to look for evidence that supports this new narrative. Instead of, I will never follow it through, it becomes, I'm someone who keeps my word to myself. And that shift is everything. Okay, this next part separates the people who actually built unshakable confidence from the people who just think about it. Because real confidence isn't built in your comfort zone. It's built in a space that's just slightly outside of it. I used to be someone who literally rehearsed ordering coffee because I was so anxious about potential social interaction. The idea of eating alone in a restaurant felt like social suicide. But here's what I learned. Every time you do something that scares you a little bit and you survive it, you're collecting evidence that you're more capable than what your fear wants you to believe. But that doesn't mean just throwing yourself into the deep end. It means deliberately choosing discomfort in small but manageable doses. Maybe it's raising your hand in a meeting where you normally don't. Maybe it's posting that photo without asking for anyone else's opinion first. Maybe it's saying no to plans when you actually just want to stay home. For me, I still get nervous before doing new things. I just don't let the nerves make the decision for me anymore. Just last week, I felt so anxious saying no to going to this event that I really had no interest in and just didn't really want to go to, afraid that it would offend or ruin some relationships. Old me would have forced myself to show up, only to end up miserable, unfulfilled, thinking about all the lost time and the ways that I could have spent my afternoon. But the new me, I acknowledged that this was not something that I felt was aligned to my current goals, and politely and respectfully declined. Because here's what I want you to understand. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and choosing your values over your comfort. Every single time you do this, you're writing a new story about who you are and what you're capable of. And now for the piece that changed everything for me. How to handle other people's opinions without losing yourself in the process. I used to absorb everyone else's energy like a sponge. If someone seemed disappointed in me, then I was disappointed in myself. If someone questioned my choices, I immediately started questioning them too. I was basically outsourcing my self-worth to whoever happened to be in the same room as me. But then I read something somewhere that stopped me in my tracks. Whose life are you actually living? Because when you're constantly adjusting yourself based on other people's reactions, you're not living your life, you're living their interpretation of what your life should be. So here's the filter that I use now. When someone gives me their opinions about my choices, I ask myself these 3 questions. 1. Does this person know me enough to fully understand my context? 2. Are they living the kind of life that I want to live? And 3. Is this feedback coming from love or from their own insecurity? Over these last 6 months since I've started my own journey of self-development and improvement, my family has been telling me that I've been too intense with my goals, that all I ever do is work now and that I don't ever spend enough time with them. Old me would have spent the rest of the week analyzing over what I said, everything I might have done wrong, everything I should have said. But new me thought, okay, that was their experience. Do I trust that my intentions were good? Yes. Do I think my contribution will be valuable? Yes. Am I going to dim myself down to make someone else more comfortable? No. Because confident people don't need everyone to like them. They just need to like themselves. And when you genuinely like yourself, flaws and all, other people's opinions become interesting information, not instructions for how to be or act. So you now have everything that you will need. The reality inventory to know where you're starting from, the trust bank account to build self-reliability, the comfort zone stretch to collect evidences of your capability, and the opinion filter to stay grounded in your own truth. So here's that reframe that I promised you, the one that became my secret weapon. Self-doubt isn't your enemy. It's your brain trying to protect you from rejection or failure. So instead of fighting it, I started thanking it. Whenever I feel that sense of fear or insecurity or overthinking trying to creep in, I just literally tell myself, thanks for trying to keep me safe, brain, but I got this one. This is how you become that girl that doesn't flinch when people doubt her, because she doesn't doubt herself. Not because she's perfect, but because she has done the work to know exactly who she is and to trust her own judgment. And if you want to dive deeper into this work, I've created a journaling guide with prompts for you to reset and reflect and really just take back control of your life. The link is in the description. It's completely free to use and to download because I just want you to have every tool that you need to build the confidence that you deserve. And if this resonated with you, feel free to like and subscribe and leave it in the comments down below. What's something that you're hoping to overcome with this newfound confidence? It could be something small in your head, like eating out alone at a restaurant or bringing yourself out on a date. But I want to be there to celebrate and support all your wins. So feel free to leave them all down in the comments below. I would love to cheer you guys on. Remember, you already have everything you need inside of you. This framework just helps you access it. You got this, keep going. Until next time, take care of your heart, your mind, and your dreams. I'll see you in the next video very soon.